Mbk Reacts. Hey yo, welcome back to Mbk Reacts, bringing you part 3 to the What If series for Sloth. Last episode, we get more information about Tia, the quote-unquote spirit of, we're guessing of this continent, the region they're in. She might be like that wind spirit that's been quote-unquote killing people with the harsh winds that been going on the missions, whatever. Or she might be the quote-unquote the Shinigami that we're thinking. Or she might just be a killer. Or a monster. We don't know. We don't know a lot yet. But she lost her light ball that she assumed that she's guessing that Ram stole. Ram, we don't know if she did it or not. We're guessing not, but at the same time, she hasn't been always with Subaru because she has her own job and Subaru has a job himself. So she might be out there stealing it. Who knows? And then we got Bell. Figure out more. We get more information about him. How he can see the he can see the, what was it like? He can see like if someone's like
you flawlessly read the emotions.
Yeah, the emotion. He can read the emotions of someone. So we learn more about ninjas and all that, and we know that he can probably kill her if he wanted to. Okay. He asked Subaru, "Do you want to get rid of her?" Subaru said no, because at the same time he knows Ram can probably kill Subaru.
Only thing is he can't smell her though.
Yeah, he can't smell it. No, and what's her name can't smell her either. Ram can't smell her. So she's an interesting character. And now we're about to jump into the third part, chapter 3 or 4, whatever. I think it's called 6 months. So you know what to do if you like to type content. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment to the bell on for our ReZero playlist. You know if I will upload new videos next. If you are new here, check out our other What If reactions and our season 1 and 2 reactions to ReZero. Further ado, episode starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
ReZero fans, it's time for another episode of the ReZero Sloth IF story. This is part 3, so if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, click the link in the description. This video will cover chapters 4 and 5, and we have no time to waste, so let's get right into it. For the past several days, Tia has been living in the old apartment. Hallible lives in the apartment to her right, and Subaru and Rem live in the apartment to her left. And by the way, the walls of these apartments are very thin, so sometimes at night, Tia will sit with a red face listening to the noises coming from the apartment to her left.
That's not normal.
Every morning, the 4 of them eat breakfast together. Tia still doesn't know how to use chopsticks, so she holds one in each hand and makes a total mess every time she tries to eat. One particular morning, Tia tries to get Hallible to find her a job. She says the only thing she's good at is killing, but she doesn't feel like killing anymore. So Hallible recommends that she either becomes law enforcement or a bounty hunter. She's a strong fighter, so arresting criminals would probably be easy for her.
She got a bounty kill Rosewall.
Tia gets excited by this idea, so she grabs Hallible by the neck and drags him outside with her. She makes him take her to the town's quest board so they can take a look at all the wanted posters.
They keep on doing colors.
They end up tracking down a thief who tries to use magic stones, but Tia punches him in the face and ties him up. She even gets him to snitch on a bunch of other criminals in the town, resulting in a very successful first day of bounty hunting. Later that evening, when Tia gets back to the apartment, she proudly displays her large bag of reward money and then tries to put her feet up on the dinner table, obviously resulting in a scolding from Rem. However, her eyes lit up when Rem presented her with a gift, a brand new wooden spoon. Finally, she didn't have to use those annoying chopsticks anymore. Tia smiled as she ate with her new spoon, and she appeared to enjoy Rem's food more than anyone else did. It was like she was some rare animal that had never experienced home-cooked meals before. After dinner, Hallible announces that he's gonna get drunk and then take a bath, when suddenly Rem says, "Let's go to the bathhouse."
No, they're gonna slaughter them.
This is the hot spring episode of the Sloth IF story.
She's gonna regret that when her baby gets killed. We'll be drawn.
It's not done. What's it called?
Hallible and Subaru try to relax in the water, but Tia climbs the wall and tries to wave to them from the other side. She was naked, but sadly the wall covered up all the good stuff. Still, her wet hair and shoulders were quite charming, and Tia was honestly really attractive. But she was too innocent to understand the purpose of the wall, so she tries to climb over and jump into the men's bath.
What is that noise?
Suddenly, Subaru hears the all-too-familiar sound of chains, and then something wraps around Tia and pulls her back down.
Chain.
I was like, apologizes from the other side of the wall, and Subaru wonders how and why she brought her morning star into the bath. On their way back to the apartment, Subaru notices that Tia's been wearing a new bracelet. Apparently, Hannibal bought it for her as a gift. As the four of them walk together, Tia starts humming a song. The same song from last chapter, actually. Hannibal asks her what it's called, and Tia replies with the Die song. But other than that, it was a wonderful night, and everything was going well.
Nah, why they just let her say that? I've been like, what?
This is chapter 4,
mean?
6 months. The days continued flowing by like water. The four friends kept visiting the bathhouse together, and Tia kept humming her song on the journey back home. Rem has been pregnant for 6 months, and they've been neighbors with Tia for 3 months without any problems. At first they were worried, but by now it was a completely stable life. By the way, Tia thinks pregnancies last for 12 months, but nobody even bothered correcting her. She had become an irreplaceable friend to them at this point. But the truth was, Tia still wanted her light bulb back, and even though she hadn't spoken of it for months...
Oh yeah, she was waiting for that baby to come out to kill Rem.
But Tia had actually made the town a much safer place by arresting all the criminals and hunting down all the mob beasts. The townspeople had started to appreciate Tia, and as a way of thanking her, a mountain of gifts were left inside Tia's apartment. Tia got embarrassed when she saw everything. It was flowers, candy, kimonos, all sorts of stuff just for her. Later that night, the four friends had a big feast to celebrate Tia becoming a member of the town. After the feast was over, Tia fell asleep immediately. Apparently, one of her gifts was an expensive bottle of alcohol, and she drank it without knowing what it was. Rem grabbed a blanket to put over Tia so she wouldn't catch a cold, but suddenly Tia wakes up and grabs her. Rem was the only one close enough to see Tia's face, so Hannibal and Subaru didn't notice, but Tia had been crying. "Give it back," she says. And before Rem could realize what was happening, the wind blew. Rem violently flew across the room and slammed into the wall. Tia's eyes looked like she was dreaming, and with tears pouring down her face, she mutters, "My body, where is it? Where did it go?"
Rem just got folded.
Hannibal quickly realizes that Tia was a threat, so he dashes forward and hits her with enough force to cut through a tree. But Tia dodges it and shot back at him with wind magic.
That's cool.
The two of them fought for a while, but Tia's heart chamber was starting to collapse.
She won though.
Subaru grabs Rem and gets her out of the apartment. She was in terrible pain. Rem's body bent with an agonized look on her face as she held onto her stomach. Meanwhile, the destruction in the apartment continued. Subaru runs back inside and yells at both of them to stop fighting. Suddenly, the madness left Tia's eyes, and Hannibal put his weapons away. Tia looked around at her surroundings with a confused expression. "We need to take Rem to a healer right now," Subaru says. Hannibal picks her up and then jumps across the street, and Subaru hurries after him, leaving Tia behind, alone. Tia wanted to stop Subaru from leaving, but she didn't know what to say, so she just sat there cowering like a child. She extends her hand, but obviously couldn't reach him. Subaru was angry and afraid of Tia, but right now, all he cared about was his wife and child. Fortunately, the baby was alright, and Rem was able to recover too.
Why every
after
story
that night,
it seems like Rem
Tia
being
never
folded
returned to the
in canon and it.
Chapter 5, 10 months. The noisy, fun life they had with Tia had met its end, and the next 3 months went by within the blink of an eye. Rem still loved Tia from the bottom of her heart, but even hearing her name gave Subaru an unpleasant feeling. He was still angry at her, and he definitely hadn't forgiven her. But regardless, Tia was no longer a part of their lives, and really neither was Hannibal. Ever since that night, Hannibal was committed to finding wherever Tia ran off to, so Rem and Subaru didn't see much of him anymore either. But they had bigger things to worry about. At this point, Rem's baby could be born at any moment.
What?
One morning, Subaru heads out to the market to get some groceries when suddenly he sees a flash of light that reminds him of Tia's hair.
What
He
do we
keeps
know?
chasing
Oh,
after
wait.
it until eventually he ends up in a dark alleyway. The person he finds is definitely Tia, but something was different.
Other
Yeah,
version.
it was her clothing. The Tia Subaru remembered had a white outfit, but this time it was black. Die, she says, and then a violent wind of bloodlust hits Subaru directly. Well, at least that's what should have happened. Somehow Subaru survived the attack.
Oh,
Yes, seconds before the wind was about to touch him, Tia grabbed him and flung him out of the attack's radius. That's right, Subaru was now looking at two different Tias, each wearing a different colored outfit. Subaru joins the fight too and starts throwing onions at the black Tia. His throws were pathetic and nothing he threw actually hit the target, but after he throws a bottle of alcohol, the black Tia stops moving. As the scent of alcohol reaches her nose, she covers her face with her hands and lets out a groan full of pain.
Alcohol
This should
was
have been a
the thing that
victory
made
for
the
white
other
Tia,
two
but she
snap.
was affected by the alcohol as well. Apparently, Tia must have had some traumatic experience with alcohol in the past, because when she smells it, she loses the ability to function. Surprisingly, the black Tia's face starts melting.
What?
Her body slowly falls off of itself like she was shedding her skin or something. Even the size and shape of her body was changing, as if she had been using some kind of transformation spell. Now guys, there is no official art for this character, and I couldn't even find any fan art, so I apologize for the lack of visuals here, but hopefully the words will be enough to help you picture her in your head. The black Tia had transformed into a young woman that looked about 20 years old. She had dark brown hair, a pale face, and light blue eyes that were filled with hatred for Subaru.
Oh, wow.
There's no fan art for her, so
The
this
most
gotta be
remarkable feature was the
super
two
like.
glowing objects protruding from her
What?
soul.
She got horns.
This woman was another Oni, the same race as Rem. Looking at Subaru, the Oni woman's bloodlust overflowed. And
So she probably mad that Subaru took
obliterated
Ram
the
and Ram from
surrounding
her.
buildings, causing them to collapse into the alleyway.
Why would she be mad at him? She'd be mad at Rosewall.
Light ball, though. What is that?
The white Tia was still frozen stiff, so Subaru carries her out, and the two
Wait,
of them escape
wait.
back to the apartment.
What?
If they're twins, aren't twins supposed to have like one
When
horn?
Rem saw Tia, she tackled her with a hug.
She had two horns.
After a 3-month hiatus, Tia was finally back, and yes, she's got some explaining to do. Hannibal had
Well, actually, they're not
returned as
twins,
well,
'cause
and
she
the four of
just
them all
melted and
sat
she had,
down
like,
for
a
a
riot
while
on
and
her.
had a long
Oh.
conversation.
2 hours later.
She's back on.
Finally, the Tia mystery was for the most part solved.
No, it's not.
Apparently, Tia had no idea until today that she had a clone. What happened was a young Oni woman stole Tia's light ball, which was basically the source of her power.
And that's what she
So
got
with
with
the
Ram,
light
because
ball
she's
in her
a
possession, the Oni woman gained Tia's appearance as well as her wind magic capabilities. But because she was the same race as Rem, they both smelled the same to Tia, so that's why Tia thought Rem took the light ball. Tia also reveals her true name. Yes, she is the Great Spirit Zarestia, also known as the Phantom Killer or the Most Beautiful Shinigami. And the light ball is actually an extremely dangerous item. While Zarestia has it, she turns into a ruthless murderer like the Black Tia is. In fact, if Tia had it right now, she wouldn't be able to stop herself from killing everyone in the town, including Rem and Subaru. So whenever she
knows how you didn't say how to
gets
go.
back, she's gonna have to stay far away from civilization, and she'll never get to see Rem and Subaru again.
Oh, so
Hannibal had some new information for us as well. Apparently, the Oni woman was the one who accepted the quest to investigate Zarestia's bed.
We haven't
However,
said
she
that.
wasn't very interested in the actual quest, but more so the light ball itself. She wanted to use the light ball's power to fight the witch cult because just like Ron and Ren, her village was also attacked by the witch cult when she was a child. And remember, Subaru smells like the witch, so the only one who must think Subaru is a witch cultist, which would explain why she keeps attacking him.
Okay.
Anyway, Tia is ready to go off on her own to fight the Oni woman for the light ball, so she says goodbye to everyone and then flies off into the night sky. And yes, Rem was very sad about this because it meant she would never get to see Tia again. But as heartbreaking as it was, there was still a much more immediate issue taking place. That's right, Rem was finally going into labor. The baby was going to be born, and Rem and Subaru's lives were about to change forever. Subaru carries Rem through the streets of Kararagi, running as fast as he can, without realizing that, in a sense, he was still running away.
He was still running away.
Now, the next chapter is an interlude called Death Anniversary. And guys, I want to ask you how you'd like me to handle it. Because in the next chapter, there will be a very brief appearance of an Arc 5 or a Season 3 character. They only have like 2 lines of dialogue, so that's next. The chapter doesn't spoil anything other than this character's personality, so in my opinion, it's not a big deal at all. But I know some people are really sensitive about spoilers, so I thought I'd just ask you guys first.
That's me kind of at the same time.
To their maximum potential or just gloss over them. It's up to you guys, let me know. Anyway, these were both really good chapters. I know the story is supposed to be about Rem and Subaru, but I'm finding myself getting more and more attached to the new characters instead. I'm glad everything is finally starting to come together, and I'm looking forward to seeing this final battle between the two teams. This next chapter, though, honestly might be the most interesting one in the entire Sloth IF story, so I can't wait to read this again. But yeah.
Okay, so that's the part 3. So Tia, we was kind of guessing she really is the spirit of that place, whatever. The rest Tia. We kind of guessed too that the person that took the first job has something to do with what's it called, the stealing of the light ball. I think we said that. We said something about the person with the first job doing something.
Is the quest?
Yeah, the quest, because the quest was already taken.
Yeah.
And then now, so there's another Oni, and we thought the Horta Oni clan got wiped. So I wonder if this part is also. I wonder if this is also like going to be true to the story of the canon, where in the future we might find another Oni. I don't know, but at the same time,
I mean, like, whatever a clan is supposedly wiped out, it's never wiped out.
Okay. Why did you say it like that? like, what are you trying to say?
The Uzumaki was wiped.
Okay.
There's more of those. How did you not know Minotaur was your doctor?
Yeah. Okay. What's it called? This next character that's going to get introduced, he said it's a Season 3 Arc 4. Wait, I think it's Arc 5. Yeah. So this is a Season 3 character. So this is going to be a character that we're going to be introduced to the next season of ReZero. We're going to watch it anyway because honestly there's no announcement as of October 8th, 2022 has came out for ReZero Season 2. I mean Season 3.
I don't.
And he said he's not going to spoil. He just says he's just going to spoil the personality, and the personality is big. But
I don't.
well, you don't want to watch it.
What do you?
You already got spoiled for Haiba.
Oh God. Oil.
Yeah, and you got spoiled for Tia.
He's spoiling her character and her powers.
Well, he didn't say powers. He just said personality. So what you want to do?
Watch it,
So we're about to jump into the last part 4. You know, to do like type kind of like
share, turn post notification on, and ring that bell.
Mbk out. How'd you know